Unless you're willing to purchase 2 of these, I do not recommend buying the Marzen one. There are just too many flaws and not enough benefits in both the app and the software on the monitor to recommend anyone using and buying this alone. However, if you were to purchase a second one and use it simultaneously, I could potentially see the benefits outweighing the cons.
The first issue with the 3D LUT feature is when you switch between LUTs, it reverts back to the log footage, so you don't get a smooth transition between each LUT. So as you can see you get a flash of log footage between each selection. The focus peaking is off too. It's not as reliable as the focus peaking on the back of the camera's LCD screen. You can cycle between different colors, but it doesn't really matter. The focus peaking still isn't consistent. The zebras are pretty accurate, but they don't display an exact value between 0 and 100, so you're not sure at what level you're at. The false color is decent, but there's no distinction between the grays and the blues. In addition, the colors on the side of the chart don't exactly match the colors being shown on the screen itself. As you can see, the highlights are showing a magenta pink color, while on the chart it shows a vibrant red. So the main issue I have with the aspect ratio is that you have to cycle through each time in order to get to the aspect ratio that you want. You can't just click on the icon and choose which aspect ratio you want. You have to filter through each time. There's also no way to turn off the red box outline. So you have your waveform, your vector scope, and your histogram. The waveform isn't offered in RGB mode. It's only offered in black and white. You can move the charts around, but you can't make them any bigger, and you can't display multiple at the same time. Also, you see that I found a bug switching between the vector scope and the histogram. You can't use focus peaking with focus magnifying. So if I wanted to nail focus, it doesn't allow me. I'd have to use focus peaking in full view and then check it visually by using the focus magnifying feature. It would definitely be nice to be able to use focus peaking in addition to the focus magnifying to nail focus every time. There's also a red line that appears every time I turn on focus peaking, and I believe that's just a software bug. There are white marks in each corner, and you're unfortunately not able to turn this off. I'm not sure why they're there, but it's not something that you're able to turn off. So the only time that focus peaking is accurate to what you would see on the back of your camera or LCD screen is when you turn on the monochromatic filters. As you can see with this blue filter, the red focus peaking is a little bit stronger, but it's a pain to have to turn this on every time, not to mention you're not able to use the 3D LUT at the same time. So this is what it should look like with 3D LUT on. So I'm not sure why it's stronger. Maybe it's just the color contrast between the blue filter and the red focus peaking assist, but it should definitely be stronger with the 3D LUT on. So you don't have to use this monochromatic feature each time you want to nail focus. So the main issue I have with the Marzen 1 is the app. It's got a bunch of bugs and issues and missing features that a lot of other cheaper apps have. So let's go through it. So the first thing you'll notice about the HollyView app is that the color accuracy is completely off. This is the same LUT applied across the same image, and you can see that the color is completely off. The monitor is the more color accurate one, and as you can see on the app, it's got a bunch of color banding in the upper corners, in the bottom right, and just a huge color shift overall. So every time you use the app, it doesn't remember any of your settings. When you turn on focus peaking, it automatically selects the focus peaking color as white and not red. I wish it would be red because I feel like that's the most used color when using focus peaking. At the very least, have the app allow you to set defaults. So when you open the app each time, it automatically opens with your default settings. If you crank the threshold slider too far to the right, it just turns the entire screen red, so you're not sure what's in focus and what's not. Even at 95%, it shows that almost everything is in focus, so you're not sure what's actually in focus. It just highlights everything red. The aperture is set to f1.8, so that's clearly not right. And the only thing that should be in focus are the words on the lens itself. So just by eyeballing it, this is what it looks like on the monitor of the camera itself. So this is probably the most accurate way to check focus peaking, is to try and visually match it to what's on the back of your camera's LCD screen. On the monitor itself, it doesn't show any numbers when using the slider, but on the app it does show you. So at the very least, if they don't fix the accuracy of the focus peaking, at least you can set it to a specific number to match what's visually on the back of your LCD screen, and then you can set it to that each time knowing that it's going to be accurate. So for the frame guides in the app, you can hold the icon and it pops up with all of these different features, and that's how it should be on the monitor also. The issue with this feature in the app is that you can't get rid of the center mark. So you have to choose from the four there, the cross, the small cross, the dot, or the small dot. And right now, using the small cross is probably your best bet because it's the least distracting. Additionally, whenever you turn on the app, it automatically sets the resizing of the frame guides to 50%, so you have to crank it all the way up to 100% to fill your entire phone. Additionally, you have a white border, which I kind of find pointless because you'll obviously see the frame guide based off of the aspect ratio and the dark frame of the aspect ratio. So again, I believe they should just take off the white box, or at the very least, just give you an option to disable it. There's no camera control at all with the app. The only thing that you can do is take screenshots and record the screen itself. So that recording icon that you see on the right only records the actual log footage itself. It doesn't even record a live preview of what's on the screen. So I believe it's sending a live feed from the monitor of the log image to the phone, and that's what it's recording. There's also no settings button. The only things that you can change or adjust are on the icons at the bottom of the screen. A quick pro about using this app is that the latency is just as good as the monitor itself. It might be, a fraction of a second behind, but it's almost unnoticeable. And that's one of the main reasons why I use this app from time to time, is because of the strong low latency connection. Now here's the Monitor Plus app. So we're going to compare that against the monitor itself and the HoloView app. And you'll see that the Monitor Plus app has a bunch more features and benefits and customization and a better user interface overall. I believe it's a free app. You can buy the Pro version for $19 and you get a bunch of features. So with the Monitor Plus app, you can actually start and stop and control all of your camera settings from the app itself. You can record, you can stop recording, you can control the frame rate, the shutter speed, the iris, the aperture, the ISO, the white balance. You can even turn on the type of focusing. You can even turn on autofocus or manual focus. The HoloView app doesn't offer any of that. So for a $19 app, you already have full camera control over the HoloView app. The Zebra feature is extremely accurate to what you would see on the back of your LCD screen of your camera. You can even set the lower limit, and you can adjust the level to the exact value that you want. The false color is pretty good. It's accurate, and there seems to be stronger color contrast, but the colors are a little muddled when going up in value of the false color chart. So you have full customization over the frame guide feature. You can control the aspect ratio, the scale. It's set to 100% on scale every time you open the app. You can turn on and off the center cross and safe zone. When you touch the frame guide icon, it just remembers your settings and it goes right back to your selected aspect ratio. You don't have to cycle through anything. The focus peaking is accurate, but it does switch you into monochromatic mode, which displays as black and white, and it does it for you automatically. It does not give you a choice, but that's fine. Again, it's a $19 app. It would be nice to have a colored preview while using focus peaking, but because it switches you into a black and white preview automatically, I think that's totally fine if you're just checking focus. So looking at the settings, you have a bunch of different features and different controls. One of the downsides of this app is the image quality. The highest resolution is 1024 by 576. There is also a lot of color banding, and I don't believe it's color accurate at all, no matter what LUT that you use. Another great feature is that you can toggle the post LUT scopes button so that the scopes are displaying what the image is after the LUT is applied. So back to the waveform, you can change the type between mixed and luma. You can even change the intensity and the opacity of the waveform on the app itself. There's also a button solely dedicated to display all of the charts at once. You have a bunch of presets to choose from with the anamorphic D-squeeze option. You even have the ability to set a custom value. Depending on how often you use a feature, you can reorder them from left to right on the screen. So I know you're paying for the monitor itself, but the amount of money that you're paying for the monitor is just too much to not even have the same features as this $19 app. So I hope that explains why you would need two of the Mars M1 monitors, and if you're only able to purchase and afford one at this time, then I suggest just holding off until they address these bugs and issues with both the app and the monitor itself. So the Mars M1 would be absolutely perfect if they just made the software and the app as reliable as that $19 Monitor Plus app. But until then, unless you can buy two, I suggest sticking with another monitor and just working around your need to view something wirelessly, or just using the Monitor Plus app in addition to a separate monitor.
It has potential. Hopefully a lot of these issues can be solved. I don't want to bash on Hollyland or badmouth the company. I'm just talking about this product in particular, and I hope that they fix all of these software issues and bugs and just come out with some updates or either a better version sometime soon. Hopefully that helps You guys make a decision. That's it. Thanks for watching.